This video is sponsored by Radisson Blue, Granite Studio.
Good morning. I am Zusha Agarwal and you're watching News Flash. Today is the 15th of May and we have a lineup of crucial stories touching every corner of the globe, from the latest developments in politics to groundbreaking advancements in technology. In recent weeks, the focus has been on financial matters for major tech giants, particularly the world's top 5: Microsoft, Apple, Alphabet, Amazon and Meta. These companies dominate in terms of earnings and stock market valuations. Recent data from the Internal Displacement Monitoring Center unveils a stark reality. More than 68 million individuals worldwide have been forced to flee their homes due to conflict, marking the highest figure in the 15 years of available data. Anand Mahindra, chairman of the Mahindra Group, expressed outrage over the Mumbai Holdings tragedy that claimed 14 lives. He labelled the incident unacceptable in a post on social media platform X, questioning how such occurrences can happen in a city aspiring to be a modern metropolis. Israeli tanks advanced further into eastern Rafah and into some residential areas, intensifying their onslaught in the southern border city, where over 1 million people sought refuge following 7 months of fighting. The top UN court said it would hold hearings on Thursday and Fridays over South Africa's request to impose emergency orders on Israel to halt its Rafah offensive. Apple is gearing up to promote its Vision Pro headset globally, aiming to gauge interest in markets beyond the US with its $3,499 price tag. Recently, the company has been conducting training sessions in Cupertino, California, hosting hundreds of international store employees. China is poised to implement substantial fare increases on 4 major bullet train lines, a rare step aimed at tackling rising costs and heavy debt occurred during the construction of its extensive railway network over nearly 2 decades. In order to address the bloc's failed asylum system, European Union nations endorsed comprehensive reforms on Tuesday, with EU government ministers approving 10 legislative parts of the new pact on migration and asylum. Vladimir Putin is scheduled to visit China on Thursday, marking his second visit in less than a year at the invitation of Chinese leader Xi Jinping. This highlights the growing alignment between the two countries amid ongoing violence in Gaza and Ukraine. The United States called on Iran on Monday to halt its transfer of an unprecedented amount of weaponry to Yemen's Houthi rebels, enabling their fighters to carry out reckless attacks on ships in the Red Sea and elsewhere. Russian authorities arrested another senior defense military official on charges of bribery. This comes shortly after President Vladimir Putin replaced the defense minister in a cabinet reshuffle amid expectations of further purges within the ministry. According to an assessment by the Biden administration, Israel has ample troops on standby to initiate a full-scale ground operation in Rafah. The Israeli army is reportedly fully prepared to launch an incursion into the southern city of Rafah in the coming days. Security forces in Pakistan-occupied Jammu Kashmir's capital, Muzaffarabad, opened fire on protesters during clashes with paramilitary rangers, killing at least 3 and 6, injuring several others. Amid mounting tensions, Egypt is reportedly contemplating downgrading its diplomatic ties with Israel. This moves come amid concerns that an Israeli invasion of Rafah could be imminent. It is time for a break now. We'll be back with more news. Stay tuned.
खानदानी लुटेरों की कोशिश होगी बेकार, फिर एक बार मोदी सरकार।
The ministry offices in Luton's Delhi, Hotel Janapath, as well as airport terminals. Granite Studio India, with its prestigious brands, rich experience, and the trust of our clients, can be your reliable partner. We are here for you, for innovating, processing, supplying, and executing in stone. Contact us today for our special sample kit.
An Australian judge sentenced a former army lawyer to almost 6 years in prison on Tuesday for leaking into the media classified information that exposed allegations of Australian war crimes in Afghanistan. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham criticized President Joe Biden for halting the delivery of 3,000 bombs to Israel, arguing that Israel should receive the necessary bombs to end the conflict with Hamas. Georgia's parliament passed a controversial foreign agents law despite protests drawing criticism for stifling civil society. This move has sparked widespread condemnation and mobilized protests in Tbilisi. The tragic loss of 14 lives in Ghatkopar due to a billboard collapse highlights the need for preventive action. Similar incidents in Pune last month and last year should have prompted authorities to conduct necessary safety checks. A Ghatkopar resident had even reminded them last year after the Pune incident, underscoring the urgency of such measures. The Supreme Court dismissed a plea seeking to prevent Prime Minister Narendra Modi from contesting elections, alleging hate speeches and violation of the Model Code of Conduct. The bench advised the petitioner to seek readdressal from the relevant authorities. Following allegations from AAP Rajya Sabha MP Swati Maliwal that she was assaulted by Arvind Kejriwal's aide, Vibhav Kumar at the Chief Minister's residence, senior AAP leader Sanjay Singh announced on Tuesday that action would be taken against Kumar. The Allahabad High Court expressed serious displeasure over the delayed response to 968 out of 1,129 applications filed under the compensation scheme for women survivors of sexual assault and other crimes in 2018. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee's offer to cook food for Prime Minister Narendra Modi received mixed responses, with the BJP calling it a political agenda and the CPIM seeing it as an understanding between the TMC and the Saffron Party. During an exclusive interview with News 18 on Tuesday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi took a dig at the opposition and his detractors, suggesting that their criticism over the years helped elevate his profile. He remarked that without their attention, he wouldn't have gained as much prominence. Union Minister Ashwini Kumar Chaubey expressed profound grief over the demise of Sushil Kumar Modi, the former Deputy Chief Minister of Bihar and ex-Rajya Sabha MP who passed away on Monday at the age of 72 after battling cancer. Narendra Modi, then Chief Minister of Gujarat, echoed his 2014 sentiments as he filed his nomination for the third time from Varanasi, stating, "Neither have I come here nor has anyone sent me. Mother Ganga has called me." Modi emphasized his deep connection with Varanasi, likening it to a mother-son relationship, highlighting the bond he shares with the city. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Tuesday warned that unchecked explosion is riskier future and options trading by retail investors can create problems for household finances in the future. Apple rolled out the latest iOS 17.5 update this week, with some features exclusive to users in the European Union regions. While the beta version has been in testing for a few weeks, the official release is now available for all eligible iPhone devices, bringing new functionalities to users worldwide. The Supreme Court has directed the Andhra Pradesh government to immediately constitute teams of officials to take action to stop the illegal mining activities in the state as prohibited by the National Green Tribunal. The CBI arrested former DHFL Director Dheeraj Wadhwan on Tuesday in connection with the Rs 34,000 crore DHFL bank fraud. Wadhwan, who had already been charged cheated by the central agency in 2022, faces further legal action related to the case. That's all for the headlines of the day. For more updates, download the app and keep watching Rhythm.